सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्। Kamsa had decided with the message that he had got and also with his ministers that it is but necessary for his survival that he imprison both Devaki and Vasudeva. One after the other, he had 6 children killed. Now the 7th one सप्तमो वैष्णवं धाम यमनंतं प्रचक्षते गर्भो बभूव देवक्या हर्षशोक विवर्धना. So the 7th one was already in the womb of Devaki. This is when Lord Sri Hari calls forth his Maya Shakti. Says, I need you to do a favor for me. And for this favor of yours, which will be a great help, you will be worshipped in this world with various names like Durgeti Bhadrakaliti Vijaya Vaishnaviti cha Kumuda Chandika Krishna Madhavi Kanyakayeti cha Maya Narayani Ishani Sharadetyambiketi cha. These are all the various names that you will be worshipped. So the Lord asks her, Gaccha Devi Vrajam Bhadre, go to Vraja. And in that, I want you to Devakyaha Jatare Garbham Sheshakhyam Dhama Mamakam. There is this Sheshji who has taken avatar in her womb. I want you to shift that womb to Rohini's womb. Now this will be a task for you. Now for Devamaya to perform something like this would not be a big task. So as the Garbha was growing, even Devaki ji was feeling very happy just because the Garbha that she was carrying was Sheshji himself. The presence of such divine in her womb is to make her ahlada. She was very happy. But she was also scared that Kamsa would come and kill this Garbha also. At the right moment, Devaki's Garbha was shifted to Rohini's Garbha. Rohini was one of the wives of Vasudeva, who were taking refuge in Vraja, in Nandaji's home, hiding away from Kamsa, just for their own security. So she shifted this Garbha of Devaki to Rohini. And people started saying that Rohini, Devaki's seventh Garbha, Nipatati, when it fell. For what reasons? Nobody knew. One fine day it vanished. So they thought it was aborted. But on the other hand, it was Rohini's Garbha which was taken care by Rohini, and Balaramji was being born there. And he is also called Sankarshana because Garbha Sankarshana Tam Vai Prahuhu. He was pulled, Sankarshana, pulled. He was pulled off the Garbha, so he is also known as the one who pulls. And in his life, he was also the one who was pulling the plough, and he used the plough as his weapon. It suits him as the name Sankarshana. Now Mayaji, after she came back, she came back and reported, "Sir, done sir," to Lord Srihari. Having done the job, then the Lord gave another order for this Divya Maya. He said, "As the eighth one, I am going to be born in Devaki's womb, and you take birth in the womb of Yashoda and Nanda." And implicitly, the plan got executed. She took birth, she took into the womb of Yashoda. Now here, Tato jagan mangalam achyutamsham samahitam shurasutena devi dadhara sarvatmaka atma bhutam kashta yathanandakaram manastaha. When finally she conceived the eighth one in her womb, she was feeling so much in a different world. She was delightful in spite of the prison around, in spite of the 7 children of hers, she having lost them. She was feeling entirely different in herself. In fact, when the people who were the sentinels guarding those, they started seeing a different glow on Devaki's face. Even Vasudevji could observe that Devaki was glowing with a different charm. And Kamsa's fear started increasing. And I have seen Devaki with 7 Garbha. She was never glowing this way. Maybe this Pakhanda Vishnu, Mayavi Vishnu, is definitely taking shape in her womb. That is the glow that is radiating on her face. Now as her womb started growing, Lord in that womb was radiating through Devaki's phase. Entire Devas, Brahma, Shiva and the entire Devas from Swarga came in their Sukshma form into the prison where she was jailed. And looking at that Srihari in her womb, they started praying. They started praying. This comes in the second chapter of this 10th canto, 26th shloka. Whenever there is a womb, always in our scriptures we have found that experience of womb is not that great, so they have been talking about that phase of the jiva going through the womb, and there was always a ninda. That Jathara that stay in that Jathara is not that great, and even in Bhaja Govindam it gets mentioned. But this is the first time that you will see that the Garbha is there is a stuti for the Garbha, because it is the Lord himself in that Garbha. So Brahmaji and Shivji were standing right in the front in the prison, and the entire Devas were behind, and Brahmaji started the stuti. Satyavratam Satyaparam Trisatyam Satyasya Yonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satyasya Satyam Rata Satya Netram Satyatmakam Tvam Sharanam Prapannaha. So they started with the praise of the Lord. With what word? Satyavratam. Bhagavan, remember you had promised us that you are going to come out of Devaki to save us from the Rakshasas and the other evil people who have been ruling this Dhara, this Bhumi. So remember your promise, and you are supposed to be Satyavrata. They were afraid that going through the Jathara pain, the Lord said, enough of it, I am not coming. It had happened quite a number of times. So they just reminded him of his promise. You are Satyavrata, remember that. Satya Param Trisatyam. You are the absolute truth, unchangeable. In fact, this entire universe, if you look at it, it expands, it expresses. If you compare it with a tree, this tree has two fruits. What are the two fruits of this tree? Dviphalam. What is Dviphala? Sukha, Dukkha. What else can be the phala of in this world that we interact? Dviphala. Either it is Sukha or Dukkha. Trimulam. It has three deep, strong roots of Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic roots. Chaturrasaha. There are four kinds of rasas which are there in this world. What are these rasas? They are called Purushartha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the four rasas. Panchavidaha. And how do you understand this world or interact with this world? With the five perceptions. You perceive this world. Panchavida. Shadatma. Shadatma, that five different modifications that we go through. Asti, Jayate, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati, iti shariraha. Asti, in the womb. Jayate, comes out and starts growing. And the growth is incredibly fast. 6 months you bought something new, and then by the 7th month they have already grown. Asti, Jayate, Vardhate. Viparinamate, there are now transformations, there are a lot of changes. Physically, they start growing. Viparinamate. Then after a while, the growth stops and they start shrinking. Literally also, they start bending down and shrinking down. And finally comes a day when it is Vinashyati. There are 6 stages, 6 modifications, Shadatma. Saptatvag. in the world of Ayurveda, it is called Sapta Dhatu. With the Sapta Dhatus are the skin as though covering this universe and its experience. It has 9 holes. Navadvare Pure Dehi. We have 9 holes. Ears, eyes, nose, mouth, and the 2 excretory channels. Navadvara. Dasha, it has got 10 prana. We usually have, there are actually 49 of them, of which 5 are more important. But along with that, in the Ayurvedic Shastra, they talk about another 5. We never mentioned this, the 10 pranas. This is the first time that we will be mentioning it. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. This much we know. What are the next 5? They are called Naga, Kurma, Krukala, Devadatta and Dhananjaya. These are the 10 total pranas. And inside there are 2 pakshis. Now this pakshi, this reference is from Mundaka Upanishad. There are 2 birds. One is called the Jiva, another one is called the Ishvara. What does the Jiva do? He sits on these branches of the universe and tries to enjoy every fruit. And as this Jiva is interacting outwardly, enjoying every fruit of that branch, Ishvara in the form of Kala takes care of him in whatever way, by giving results or by moving it into the next body. When this bird turns towards the Ishvara within, then from the Mrityu we transcend it to Amara. So Lord, you are Tvameka evasya satah prasutihi Tvam sannidhanam tvam anugrahasya. You are the only substratum on which all these things, all this multiplicity appears. But why does this multiplicity appear? It is because of your Tvan Mayaya. It is because of your Maya Shakti. Now here, what does Maya mean? It is not the earlier part, that Maya Shakti that we were talking. Here Maya Shakti in Vedantic terms means the differentiation that the ego creates in this world as to I, me and mine, you and yours. So there is a constant fight, and we create this Maya. First there is a comparison, then there is confusion, and then finally it is a calamity. See. Well, what do we require? That is also see. Crystal clear clarity that the self within, which is nothing but consciousness, that is where is the substratum. So here it says, Pashyanti nana vipaschito ye. Those who are vipaschitaha, those who have transcended and moved from their extrovertedness to the inner beauty. For such ones, they do not see multiplicity, but they see that one substratum in and through everything. So thus, the entire troop of Devas, led by Shiva and Brahmaji, were performing this stuti. And in their stuti they say, Shrunvan grunan samsmaransya Chintayan namani rupani cha mangalani te Kriyasu yatvaccharanara vindayoho Avishta bhavaya kalpate. And those people who think, who hear, who constantly are dwelling on the various stories of you, Shrunvan, Grunan, Samsmaranscha, Chintayan, and constantly singing the glories, Namani Rupani cha Mangalani Te. Your glories, those who sing. Kriyasu yatva charanara vindayoho, and the one who has surrendered thus singing your glories unto your feet. For such one, there is this entire world or universe of Bhavasagara. It is that very smarana of yours is like a boat which takes them across. O Lord, we are eagerly waiting for you to come and bless us all. Now here something strange happened. Since the entire prison was small space and Shiva and Brahmaji were standing in the front, so they turned and said to the entire devas, keep moving, we will have to leave and take our positions. Now the Lord is coming, he is due now. The devas would not budge. Then finally Brahmaji asked them, why are you not moving? Just by sending us away, maybe you are staying there back to have some more fun, watch Lord come and give darshan. We are also waiting for that. So then finally they made a pact, and first Brahmaji and Shivji came out, then rest of the gods came out. Because they were eager, waiting for the Lord to come and give darshan. Now the Tritiya Adhyaya of the 10th canto, the way Shukadevji starts, it's amazing to watch the words that he uses. He says, Atha sarva gunopetaha kala paramashobhanaha. Atha sarva gunopetaha. Atha, then, now. See, Bhagavatam, 9 cantos are done. Okay. Now, Shukadevji says, Atha. If you remember, even when we chant our Bhagavad Gita, Atha Chaturdho Dhyayaha, thus this is the start of 4th chapter. Atha has that kind of prominence. In the entire Brahma Sutras or Narada Bhakti Sutras or Karma Kanda, whenever it starts, the text begins, they start with Athato Brahma Jignasa. Atha has the same prominence as Omkara. When you begin, they start with this word Atha. So Swami Akhandananji Maharaj, he says, what we have done through 9 cantos is just the preliminary introduction for this beautiful chapter. That was just an introduction. Now actual Bhagavatam begins. What we have done through that part of Bhagavatam is pure technical stuff as an introductory detail. Introductory detail, when you look into the books, there is a foreword, there is a thank you note, and then there is the author's letter, and then people who have read through that book, they have a note, prominent people again, to say that this book was really moving, touching and whatever. And then the index. And thus, Bhagavatam 9 cantos are just the introductory part. The actual part of Bhagavatam is now, Atha. Why? We are going to talk about Sarva Gunopetaha Kalaha Sampannaha Paramashobhanaha. We are going to talk about that Supreme God who is now taking form in this human body. The avatar of the Lord. Now as the Lord himself was coming, he is the boss of this entire universe, he is the Ishvara of this entire universe. Everybody, everything on this earth started preparing itself for the arrival of the Lord. Like usually, when I visit different houses, the kids are excited that Swamiji is coming, and they want to take me to their bedrooms and show their bedrooms. Swamiji, come, and go into there. So the parents from the backside comment, you should often come, Swamiji, at least then they'll clean up. Because usually it is not in this form. It is a scary thing to enter into their rooms. But today, they have really put effort cleaning up. So even when there is somebody mortal who comes into our home as a guest, we keep everything ready and clean up and prepare. Now imagine the Lord himself coming. The entire nature, entire Prakriti started readying themselves for the arrival of the Lord. So the Kala, they say the time was always feeling agitated because of all these Vedantis. Kala loves to grab everything into itself. Now these Vedantis keep saying that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, realize and people were realizing, and the Kala was not happy with it. But now Kala also left all its agitation. That which people meditate and transcend to get there, that Paramatma himself is taking a form. So we will have everybody and everything right here on this Bhuloka. So Kala left all its agitation, became very pleasant. The times became very pleasant. Dishaha were, all the directions were feeling very happy. How many directions do we have? We have total 10 directions. Yes, north, east, west, south are 4. Then you have northeast, northwest, in between ones. Totally there are 8. Then Urdhvaha, Adhaha, 10. Each one of these is, the Disha is always a Strilingi, and they have their Pati, Devata. Indra is to one direction, he is the Pati of that Disha. Then Varuna is the husband of one Disha. All these Devatas were captured by Kamsa. Now Dishas also became very happy and glad that with the arrival of Krishna, all our husbands will be released. Meaning he had conquered all directions and he was ruling with his merciless attitude. And now all these directions would be relieved of his burden. Then Bhumi, Dhara, Prithvi, Lord has 2 wives. Lord Srihari has 2 wives. One is called Chanchala and the other one is called Achala. Sridevi and Bhudevi. Sridevi is the one who possesses Chanchala Sampatti. Bhudevi is the one who possesses Achala Sampatti. So even if the markets crash, Bhumi doesn't lose its value. That's why it's called Achala. Now, she was as though waiting for the Lord eagerly. He was always with Sridevi in Vaikuntha. He hardly comes down into this Bhuloka. So she was eagerly waiting for her husband to come back to her house. Where Mahatma says, Sajan ghar ayo. He was as eagerly waiting, he has gone to Paradesha. Paradesha, he has gone somewhere and now coming back home. It's a homecoming. So Dhara was ready with all its flavors for welcoming her husband. And then all the rivers, why were they readying themselves? Usually the rivers originate from the mountains. So the mountains are called the father of the rivers, except for one river, who had her head high up. So, I am not like you, coming from these mountains. I have come directly from Lord Srihari's feet himself. From there I am coming down. And it was Gangaji. So all the Nadis, when they had a conference, They would always ask, when will you show your Lord? And she would, as though like, not consider their question. Now all these nadis were ready, talking to him. Now that Lord is coming as Krishna and we are all ready. Yamuna ji herself was ready because she is the sister of Yama. So she didn't want the Lord not look at her because she was the sister of Yama. So she was readying herself because he was going to take birth on her shores. So she was more eager, waiting. So all the nadis started purifying themselves. So there were a lot of rains, it seems, before even the Lord took birth. There were torrential rains clearing up all the mess that would have been there, they were cleaning themselves. Then all the ponds, lakes, from their heart they started opening up beautiful flowers, lotuses, never seen. Their madhurya, their sugandha was so beautiful. Okay. I think the description of it is that I was just going to say that the bees and everything were as though invited. Truly they are invited. Then Agni, Vayu, Varuna, everybody started readying themselves. Now the Samashti Mana, mind, it felt the happiest. Why? The yogis, they control the mind. Okay. And those who are of the Vedantins, they want to make their mind nirvishaya. They do not want that mind to entertain any theme thought. So the mind was feeling suffocated. So the totality mind suddenly felt jubilant because that untangible God or Supreme is now in the tangible form. The mind can start playing with it in a tangible form and nobody will stop me. So the mind also prepared itself. Now here let's pause and ask ourselves, are we ready? The Lord is going to come. Have we prepared ourselves? Now along with that, nakshatra. What nakshatra was he born? Rohini nakshatra. It was actually, it seems to be born, and he created that, wherein Rohini, the other mother, Balaramji had gone. He said, Balaram, if he had born there, he would have born there. So since he kind of, did not get into Rohini's garbha, he thought, at least let me make her happy by saying that I was born in your name's nakshatra. Rohini nakshatra. And then what was the month that he was born? Bhadramasa. Bhadramasa, the one which, Bhadram. Everything is going to be auspicious. That month he was born. And the Rohini nakshatra is also, Brahmaji was born on that nakshatra, it seems, the creator. So in order to redeem that creator, the Lord was born in this Rohini nakshatra. And you can name, everybody started preparing and readying themselves at the totality level. Because the Lord himself was coming. Now, as they had prepared, now Devaki's face was beaming out with that glow and charm. Vasudeva also felt a deep sense of peace, and all his restlessness was as though answered automatically. So that final day, when all the totality around got ready, the forests were full of beautiful flowers and fruits. the Lord would come into that land and the floor, the earth would hurt that tiny feet. So the entire earth covered itself with soft grass. The nature also was speaking. And the entire locality around was suddenly, like as though sprinkled by some magic potion, was enlivened, and it was like a picture perfect environment. Because in that Vrindavana, in that Mathura, the Lord is going to step. And what was the timing that he chose? Exact middle of the night, 12 o'clock. So at that time, tamadbhutam balakamambujekshanam chaturbhujam shankhagadar yudayudham Shri Vatsalakshmyam Galashobha Kaustubham Pitambaram Sandrapayodha Saubhagam. The 9th shloka of this chapter, the Lord now has taken birth. But what was the form that he had taken? He was in Tam Adbhutam, that beautiful form that he had taken avatar in. It was Chaturbhujam. He was born with this four-armed, like he is Vishnu himself with the 4 arms. He was born with those 4 arms. And each one of them had Shankha, Gada, Kamala. I mean, each hand had all these weapons and the Kamala in his hands. And he was born in that beautiful radiating form as Lord Sri Hari himself. Sri Vatsalakshmyam, on his chest there was a Sri Vatsalakshana. And on his neck there was the Kaustubha Mani. And he was wearing the Pitambaradhari. Sandra Payodha Saubhagam. He was as though shining, as if there were thousands and millions of suns radiating at the same time. Both Devaki and Vasudeva were surprised looking at that boy. Usually when the children are born, they say that they come born with their eyes closed. Now here is a kid who is born with his eyes open and is smiling. Lord Sri Hari appeared in the form himself. He was not appearing in the form, at least in that moment, he was not appearing as a small child. He was the entire Sri Hari in that form. Now both Vasudeva and Devaki, there were tears flowing, looking at that Lord's form, and they were stabdha. Like their mind, their emotions, they could not voice anything out. They were just choked. Finally, Vasudeva, still feeling those goosebumps and horripilations around, and his voice choked and tears flowing. And these are not the tears of pain. The moment they saw the Lord, they said, we are in this trail, no complaint. It was tears of joy of seeing the Lord there. Gadgadam, with this kind of choked voice, he started talking or addressing the Lord. Vasudeva Vacha Viditosi Bhavan Sakshat Purushah Prakrite Paraha. See here, both Vasudevji and Devakiji addresses the Lord. But you will see the texture of addressing. The father addressing Narayana and the mother addressing Narayana. The father says, Viditosi, knowing very well that you are nothing but that Supreme who is beyond all this nature and Prakriti, who does not have a birth but has taken this form to redeem us of all these asuras who have become the kings and have lot of sainya, lot of armies developed, and they are tormenting people everywhere. All pious people are disturbed by them. And your birth is the only solution. I pray unto thee. This is the tone in which Vasudeva speaks. Now Devaki, her tone of speech is entirely different. That is why they say, Ma hoti hai. The mothers, they speak from that motherly heart. So what does she say? First she says, I also agree. I also agree. Tvam sakshat Vishnuhu. You are nothing but that great Vishnu. Immediately she says, Bhaiya, you are appearing with all this glow, radiance, and 4 arms, and with all these. Don't let all these dushta people see you like this. Hide yourself. That only a mother could say. Bechara Lord would have been thinking, Arey I am the boss of this entire universe, nothing can touch me. Say, I know that, but still, protect yourself. And after that emotional outburst, then again she controls herself, again goes back into her thought flow and says that everything in this universe is of the nature of change. Nashte loke, everything is the nature of change. It keeps changing. You are the only one changeless that everybody takes refuge in. But beta, don't go out like this. This is Rupam Chedam Paurusham Dhyana Dishnayam Ma Pratyaksha Mam Sadrisham Krishishtaha. The form of yours is so transcendental that I'm just, by force opening my eyes, I feel like meditating on this form. Such a beautiful, charming form. The Kruras, they don't understand that. So, please protect yourself. I know you're going to take care of them, but maybe you require some time in between. Until then, protect yourself. And look at the Lord. He has not stopped her from telling what she has to tell as a mother. He did not say, Mom, I know. He didn't say a single word. Janmate maya saupapaha ma vindya madhusudana samudvije bhavadhote toho kamsadaham adhiradhihi. He says, O Lord, this Kamsa and his tortures that have been going on, adhiradhihi, my entire dhairya has collapsed. 7 of your brothers, older brothers, have been killed by him. I have no doubt that Akashavani, whatever it said, is you who have taken form and you are going to take care of him. But it feels that all my punya, tapasya has been answered by giving you this birth. So the Lord now speaks. बोलिए श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की. सुनाई नहीं दिया उनको. नंद के आनंद की. So the Lord speaks. So what does he say? त्वमेव पूर्व सर्गे भूः पृष्णे स्वायं भुवे सति तदायं सुतपा नाम Prajapatirakalmashaha. He says, in the Swayambhuva Manvantara, in the Manu's time of Swayambhu, you both were Prushni and Sutapa Prajapati. Mother, your name was Prushni and Vasudevji was Sutapa Prajapati. With the order of Brahmaji, Yuvam Vai Brahmana Adishtaha, on the orders of Brahmaji for creation, you had observed a very sincere tapascharya. And for how many years? And the Lord himself speaking. So he says in the 36th shloka, Dvadashair, meaning 12,000 years you had done with complete focus and sincerity. You had purified your minds. And then, looking at your austerity and penance, I gave you darshan in that Manvantara. Looking at me, the only thing that came into both of your minds was that to have a son like me. Now, nobody can be a son like me, so I became your son. I am the only one. So if you want a son like me, there is nobody like me. So I had nothing else but I had to become your son. So then I became your son in that Manvantara. Then I was called Prushni Garbha. My name in that Janma, in that incarnation, was called Prushni Garbha. Then later, you were Aditi and Kashyapa. And to this Aditi and Kashyapa, I was born as Upendra, who was also sweetly recognized as Vamana. Even in that birth, you had prayed only for a son like me. And when Brahmaji had a request sent that the Bhudevi was feeling the pressure of all these evil people, on their request, I had asked you to take birth so that I could take birth through you. You are such nishkalmasha yonis that I find myself born from you as the most auspicious thing to happen. So as Devaki and Vasudeva, you are the right environment for me to be born as. So thus, the Lord informed them of their earlier past, and he promised, saying that just follow the instructions and everything will be as normal as it was earlier. It will take a little time, but give that moment. Thus having said, Ityuktva, Tushnim Asit, the Lord became quiet. And as Devaki and Vasudeva were seeing, the Chaturbhujakara suddenly transformed himself into a small little child, into the lap of Devaki. Pitroho samapashyatoho sadyo babhuva prakrita shishuhu. He became that Shishu. Now as soon as the Shishu landed into the lap of Devaki and she hugged very tightly that son of hers, Vasudevji gathered that child with lot of, with the feeling that he has to part with that child now, carried that child in his arms, wrapped him up in that cloth. As he turned around, as if with some voice speaking that this baby should be delivered in Yashoda's lap, he took that child in his hand and started walking towards the prison doors, as though by automated process. The doors and the chains and shackles started breaking and opening up. And who was on the other side born? In Yashoda's, through Yashoda, it was Maya herself who was born. And as though by her wink of her eye, the entire Mathura, Puri and Vrindavana slept through the entire night. Even Kamsa, who was so scared, sitting, walking, talking, sleeping, standing, anywhere, the only thought that would come is of Narayana, that he would come immediately somewhere down the lane, just 1 or 2 days more or 3 days more. He is there coming to kill me, and he would be constantly being agitated. Even that Kamsa was snoring. So Vasudevji carried this beautiful child in his hands, and he stepped out of the palace. As soon as he stepped out of the palace, as I said earlier, there were torrential rains. Why? The entire earth was trying to clean itself. And because of such rain, Yamuna Nadi was overflowing. And the Lord, being carried by Vasudevji, stepped into that rain. As though by magic, not a single drop of rain fell on them. Why? Seshji had taken his form and given an umbrella, protecting the Lord from that rain. Sesho anvagadvari nivarayan phanehi, with his phana, with his hood, he expanded it so that he could protect the Lord being drenched by that waters. And as they reached to Yamuna Nadi, if you have gone to Mathura, Vrindavan area, as you step out of the Lord's prison that he was born, as that wall, that gate in which he steps out, just few steps away is Yamuna Nadi. And that Yamuna Nadi was in spate because of continuous rains. So she remembered, Yamunaji remembered what had happened to Sagara in Ramavatara, when Sagara did not give way to the Lord. Remember what had happened? He had taken his bow and arrow and then said that entire waters would go dry, and he took that sankalpa and was about to shoot the arrow into Samudra. Then Samudra came into that form and said, Lord, not that you do not know, you have efficient engineers. They are the ones who are going to help you. And he says, now what do I do with this arrow? I have already taken it, I use it, and now I have taken sankalpa, I have to use it. So on my west coast, there are a lot of these sea robbers. What do you call them? Pirates. They are creating such trouble there. Can you use this arrow to annihilate them? So thus Yamunaji remembered what had happened to Sagara. As soon as the Lord entered into her presence, she split away. She said, please, before you can take any other bow, arrow or any other avatar, just make sure. And she was eagerly waiting. There is, the folklore, this particular episode is given much more beautiful touch. Yamunaji was already overflowing, and it was torrential rains, so there was a lot of wavy river there. Actually, the winds were not that great, it seems, that Yamunaji would have to throw up such big waves. But she was just delighted that the Lord was there, and it was her bahana. an excuse with the pretext of big waves that she can touch the feet of the Lord. And as she wanted to touch the feet of the Lord, who was the one who was on the top? It was Sheshji who was not allowing her to touch. So she it seems said, I'll take care of you not now. When your other part comes in the form of Kaliya, then I'll make this dance on your head because you are avoiding me to touch his tiny feet. So there was a little tussle between Yamunaji and Sheshji. Sheshji by nature is very Shanta. You mess with the Lord, he doesn't like it. So Yamunaji gave way and they left to the other side of Yamunaji into Nandanavana, into Vrindavana. Having reached there, Nandavrajam Shauri Rupetya Tatratan Gopan Prasuptan Upalabhya Nidraya. All the people and even the cattle and everything in this Vrindavana were deep asleep because of the effect of Maya. So there, with Yashodaji, Sutam Yashodaya Shayane Nidhaya Tat Sutam Upadaya Punargrihanagata. He placed his son at Yashodaji's cradle and he took the daughter that Yashodaji had delivered and covered it in the cloth and took that baby in his arms. Now Yashodaji had a vague remembrance that she had delivered. Because of the pain, she did not know whether it was a baby boy or a baby girl. Plus the Maya herself had created that environment that everybody would fall asleep. So there was no chance for Yashodaji to know whether it was a baby boy or a girl. Yashoda Nanda Patnim cha Jatam Parama Buddhyata Natallingam Parishranta Nidraya Pagat Smritihi. Nidraya apagat smritihi. She was already in sleep and she did not remember. But the dot was delivered in her cradle. So what happened on this side? Bahihi, as he started walking out of, again Yamunaji parted herself. As though in trance, Vasudevji carried the baby back through the Yamuna river. As he was entering into the city gate started closing itself, locking itself. As he entered into the palace doors closed itself. Now it will be more effective because Maya herself in his hands. As he entered in, and Devaki was there in half asleep, suddenly awoken because of the child's cry. As soon as this baby started crying, Maya Devi started crying, she made sure it was a very loud cry. That the entire palace suddenly got awakened. And the information went to Kamsa. How was Kamsa? He was like a parvata which had been cut and fallen. It was heaving up and down. He was snoring. Suddenly awakened by the news that there is a baby born, Kamsa got up. It was his anxiety, it was his fears, it was his slumber because of the nidra. He forgot. He was not wearing anything on his upper part of the body. He forgot totally. His hair was like running everywhere. And because of that, just getting up from the sleep and the fear factor, that his walk was not steady. He was tumbling, fumbling and hitting into the walls, gathering himself up. Finally got hold of a sword, and with the support of the sword he started straightening him up and finally reached to the prison of Devaki and Vasudeva. Looked at the child. And now before Kamsa could touch the child, the mother cries the last time to this Kamsa. She says, Bahavo himsita bhrataha shishava pavakopamaha. Such pure-hearted, simple kids, what have they done to you? 7 of them were killed by you. This is a baby girl. In our families, we don't kill women, and this is still a baby. What can a baby harm you? But in his fear, he was so gripped by his fear, there was a little pause in his head. It said that Narayana would take birth, right? Narayana taking birth as girl? Never mind, whoever it is, I don't want to be, I am not ready for all this crying, and I am a cruel man. What will you do? And he snatched the baby from her hands. Tam grihitva charanayoho jatamatram swasusutam. His sister's daughter grabbed the child with the feet. Charanayoho jatamatram, just born baby, and had a very evil laugh looking at that child. Because his message that he had gotten was that his kala, his mrityu, was to be born through this sister of his, and now he was holding that mrityu, staring at it, challenging as though, laughing as wicked laugh. Dare you, can you touch me now? I am going to kill you. And then he threw that baby down with a force. It was not an ordinary child that he was holding. So what happened? Adrushyataya nuja Vishnoho. This Maya of Vishnu, she suddenly disappeared. She did not land on the floor, but she disappeared. And in the space appeared. And how did she appear? She appeared with all 8 hands, with all the astra shastra, on a tiger. And she said, Are Murkha. She called Kamsa with a most sweet, endearing name. Are Murkha. Kim maya hataya manda. Are manda. Manda, dumb-witted. Do you think you could touch me or kill me? I am Maya herself. I have come to warn you that the one who is to kill you is already born and is waiting to kill you. Now suddenly, with that message descending on him, looking at this Devaki and Vasudeva who had just delivered the Lord himself, just being in the Sangati, just being in the association of the parents of the Lord, temporarily there was a change in Kamsa's mind. Look at the effect of satsanga. It was not direct association with the Lord. It was the association with the parents of the Lord that suddenly his heart softened. There was another Mahatma, Sridharji. He says, more than this satsanga, it was his constant namasmarana of the Lord Though born out of fear, but that constant namasmarana of the Lord which gave him this opportunity of satsanga. Suddenly he softens. And then he looks at his sister and says, Aho Bhagini. Aho Bhagini, sister. And then he looks at Vasudevji. He says, I don't know what had entered into my head. He says, Daivam api anrutam vakti na martya eva kevalam. He is making some sensible statements now. He says, Daivam api anrutam vakti. I was thinking that it is only the human being's tendency to tell untruth. It appears as though that even the Vidhata, the Akashavani, has told me an untruth, because of which I had to kill all your children. It was not my fault. I am really very sorry for being so rude, having killed all your children, imprisoned you, and being impolite with you. I don't know what kind of world that I was living in, that with all these small children killed of yours, I am sure to go to Naraka. And my stay in Naraka would be endless because of the papa that I have done. So and then he suddenly shifts the gears. What does he say? Like the earth, when the powder of earth is taken and mixed with water, and you make pots and all these various shapes. When the pots break, it is only the shape and form that has broken, but essentially the earth doesn't break. Similarly, though I have killed your 6 children, it is only the form, but the Atma Tattva cannot be touched by me. Meaning what? Even Kamsa had studied through Shastra. Mere study of Shastra is not sufficient. Mere reverence for Shastra is not sufficient. Mere ability to repeat the Shastra as it says for your convenience. And that is what it appears like. We are no better than Kamsa, if we do not practice it. And he says, all this confusion was because I have been associated with this anatma, thinking that this body should survive. If I had the jnana, atma jnana, that I am that supreme consciousness, all these confusions would have been avoided. Since I am not that realized, I committed all these mistakes. Hence, please forgive me. And something which Devaki and Vasudevji did not expect, Kamsa ends up doing. Kshamadvam mam dauratmyam sadhavo deenavatsalaha ityuktva ashrumukhaha padau syalas. Ashrumukhaha, crying, repenting, fell down on the floor, prostrating to both Devaki and Vasudeva, catching hold of their feet. Padau Shryalaha, holding them and saying, you are being very patient, you have been extremely nice. I was the one who was bad. I really feel sorry and bad. I know Naraka, there is a big stock for me there, but I have done in my ignorance. I plead, I am sorry. And with a huge heart looking at the repentance of Kamsa, both Devaki and Vasudeva, they say, looking at you and your paschattapa, we feel that it was only out of your ignorance, and we completely forgive you. After losing 6 children because of him, actually 7 because of him, immediately afterwards, they had such large heart to talk to that person eye to eye and say, I have forgiven you. And immediately he unbound them, opened the doors of the jails, gave them a ratha and said, you can leave now, I was sorry. He released them from the bondage. But what happened? Tasyam ratyam vyatitayam. One night sleep, that night he slept, he woke up. And he called all his well-wishers. Who are his well-wishers? His well-wishers list is pretty big and pretty interesting too. Pralamba bakachanuraha trunavarta mahashanaihi mushtika arishtavid putana keshidhenukaihi. All the supremely bad people he had gathered around as his well-wishers. Along with this, there were the asuras, Banasura and Bhaumasura, who also were very sympathetic towards him. Added to this, the Magadha Naresha. Who is Magadha Naresha? Jarasandha. He was also very, very supportive of Kamsa. So in his meeting the next day, except Jarasandha, Banasura and Bhaumasura, everybody else were there. And it is called Kamsa's Mantris. Kumantri. See, Mantri is somebody who knows very good strategy. Vinashakale viparita buddhi. And he trusted all these viparita buddhi. They said, Kamsa, you are thinking in the wrong direction. You don't know this Sri Hari and his Maya. Don't get sucked into it. This is a wrong time for you to be so lenient. We know with our spies we have been getting information that all these devas, they are planning to annihilate you. In fact, what we should do right now is, in the past 10 days, somebody suggests 7 days, but then they change it to 10 days. In the past 10 days, any city around in your kingdom, any kid born, any child, boy or a girl, we will take it up as our personal responsibility to make sure that all these kids who are born in the past 10 days will be killed. Because these devas, they appear very shanta and saumya in only situations where there is no ladai jagda. Whenever there is lot of fight, it is only we who win. Don't you remember that all the devas, whenever you fought, ran away from you? Whenever you were there in the battlefield, there are some of them who, it was your goodness that when they left their arms and ammunition and ran away, you allowed them to run away. If we were there, we would have killed them also. Such devas should be taught a good lesson. For whatever reason you got that message, let's make sure that it does not affect you in whatever way. We will take up that responsibility and make sure that nobody touches you. just pass a government order that all these kids will be killed and we will execute it. Now pumped up by these dushta atmas around, Kamsa, who slept with paschatapa, got up with lot of tapa. He was more angered now. So he sent all of these people saying, where would you find all these people? He says, this Lord Narayana, Srihari or whatever this Kapati has various names, usually is worshipped where Sanatana Dharma is maintained. Where Veda, Go, which is the cattle, Brahmana, Tapasya, Yajna, these are the Moola Sthana, these are the main sources for Vishnu and his dwelling places. Moolam hi Vishnur Devanam Yatra Dharma Sanatanaha Tasya cha Brahma Go Vipraha Tapo Yajna Sadakshinaha. Let us go start destroying them also. Making sure we send in a message to that Vishnu that we have not only killed all the children born in last 10 days, but also all the places where he is worshipped are destroyed by us, which will send a message that we have the supremacy and hold on this land. So they went and started attacking all kingdoms. Okay, this is one part of it. This is in Mathura. Now let us shift our attention, divert our attention for some time towards Vrindavan. Vrindavan, everybody was very happy. Here in this particular chapter, Guruji would be singing, Aaj Nand ke aaye, Aaj Nand ke dwar aaye bheer. There was a lot of, commotion, in a good sense. Because after a long time, Nanda Baba had given birth to a child. He didn't have children for a long time after marriage. And he was the leader of that Gwala. And there was a son born. And he is supposed to be very cute. Those who have seen him, they said they were very cute. So when your leader, after a long time, gives birth, has a child, everybody wanted to go and see. So Nandaji, what did he do? Nandastvatmaja utpanne jatahlado mahamanaha. He was so happy. So in the morning he took shower, freshed himself, and then called in all the Brahmana who knew the Veda mantras and the Vedic rituals. So those who were very good at performing these rituals of Jata Karma and the Swasti mantras, he did the puja of the Devatas and Pitara, and also did the Jata Karma of his son, did the Punya Vachana, cleaned the entire place with the help of these Veda mantras, and then to these Brahmanas he gave, there must have been plenty of them, to all of them he gave in total 200,000 cows. He says, I am extremely happy that a son is born, and with your Ashirvada, he will be the brightest one. In that anticipation, I give you this gift of 200,000 cows. And they were all new, young ones. They were all decked with all abhushana. They were given to this Brahmana. And what was his logic? He says, Kalena snana shauchabhyam samskarais tapase jaya shuddhyanti dane santushtya. He narrates his logic of living. He says, in time, in Kala, it purifies space, earth, and water. See, if the earth is contaminated or whatever, leave it for a little time, it will purify itself. In Kala, that is a solution for it. Then he says, this Sharira can be purified with its regular bath, Snanadi. And the Vastra with the Prakshalana. Prakshalana is to wash. The Garbha, I mean Garbhadhana and the entire process with the Samskara, the 40 Samskaras, that Samskara has to be done to purify the Garbha in the later part. They are called 40 Samskaras. Then with the Tapasya, all the Indriyas are purified. With the penance, the Indriyas are purified. With the Yajna, Brahmana and such rituals are purified. With the Dana, your wealth, Dhana and Dhanya gets purified. So what did he do? Various, jewels, 7 mountains of it. He opened up all his treasure and distributed in his happiness, saying that I am happy and in my celebration I want to distribute all my wealth to you all. Whoever came in his house that day went back with lot of wealth, lot of jewels, lot of precious stones and vastra. He distributed them openly. And people were not less. When they came in with a lot of gifts for the young one. Yes, they thought the bigger the gift, the more opportunity I'll have to stay with that kid. Because they have already heard how cute that kid is. And in order to attract the attention of the kid, they also dressed up very well. Colorful pagdis were tied on their heads and a lot of jewelry shining and colorful. They made themselves up and they started lining up in Nandaji's house just to look at that kid. And the entire decoration as to how they decorated, how the Gopas decorated themselves, how Gopikas decorated themselves is given a beautiful Sringara description. And then they would come to Krishnaji. Having come towards Krishnaji's cradle, all these Gopas and Gopikas would offer a prayer and give blessings to that kid. Ta ashisha prayunjanam. They would give the blessings. May you be Chiranjeeva. And may Ishvara protect you always. It's funny. And Lord must be thinking, theek hai. He must have been touching his own feet. May Ishvara protect me. When they say Ishvara should protect you, who is a more greater Ishvara than me? He must have had full fun. And usually that is what I think whenever there are these small kids at home. Everybody coming in wants to play. What happens in the head of that kid? Definitely in Krishna's mind he is like thinking, theek hai, you are blessing me, thanks for your blessings. I am the Ishvara himself. But he was like the fire which had been covered with ashes. He had pulled all his Aishwarya, waiting for the right opportunity to open himself up. Till then, he allowed them to play with him as a small kid. And after this entire thing was done, they had a huge celebration, and they found that during that huge celebration, whenever people brought in butter, he would eat it with such delight, that small kid. And they were usually it is honey or something that, but this kid loved extremely to eat that butter. So everybody would start bringing butter now and start feeding that small kid, even little, thoda sa. And Yashoda would be standing there and saying, this is a small kid, this will not digest. I said, no, we are not going to feed him the total thing, it's a little. Imagine the entire village with a little. But this small fellow loved it. So they had a huge celebration running through the night, and after a few days, Nandaji had to go to Mathura to give his yearly taxes from his town. Hearing that Nandaji had reached Mathura, Vasudevji searches for him and finds a place where he is staying, reaches, and the moment Nandaji looks at Vasudeva, they just hug each other. There's so much of love. And most of the story Vasudevji already knows, but for Nanda Baba it was like, I am so happy that there is a beautiful son born. So Vasudevji hears to him and then says, I would say that if you have already given your taxes, that you immediately leave for Vrindavana, because there is a lot of unnecessary newses that we are hearing about small children and their disappearance. So I would suggest that you run back to Vrindavana and take care of your people. And the way he suggests it, it is not like he wants to put in a panic button in Nanda Baba's mind. He says, the place where you are living, that Nandanavana, is it safe? Does it have everything in proper order? Does it have good greenery so that your cattle can survive? Does it, there are no ferocious animals? Meaning, look into all these directions wherein you will have lot of trouble coming in from. First hint given. Second, my son through Rohini, who was born, looks up to you as father and mother. Please take care of him as your own. So now Nanda Baba's message, when Nanda Baba talks to Vasudevji saying, I have heard as to what has happened. You have lost all these kids, and even the last one was a small little baby which you lost. But the only way to console yourself is to understand that sukha and dukkha comes according to your karma. Both your karma as well as those children's karma. The moment you understand this and accept it, you will be at such peace within that you can lead your next part of life with much more peace and restfulness. Thus, having exchanged the views and news, Nanda Baba is rushed back to Vrindavan. Now, as he was busy with his child, busy with his celebrations and coming to Mathura, he had given the entire protection and security of that town to some people that he trusted with. So he started running back to Mathura, his town, thinking what he should do to protect his place. By this time, the people that were sent by Kamsa had already reached his place. Who was it and what happened, we will see tomorrow. This is where Leelas of this Lord starts. He was born, I think it was in 6th day, his Leelas start. We will start seeing through his Leelas from tomorrow. And just to make sure that you mark your calendars, usually we take this yajna till Fridays. This month and next month we will continue it till Saturday, one more day. And I know I'll have to come back from Kopel Fort Worth, but we will continue it on Saturdays also. So mark your days and calendars. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।